What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Ivy League Mindset. Today, Hawk and I are going to chat about birthdays. I recently just celebrated a birthday. Hawk celebrates a birthday in a few weeks. So I thought we'd chat about the rituals, our attitudes towards birthdays, and just like generally how we celebrate them and our thoughts about them. So, Hawk, I know your birthday's in a few weeks. Why don't you start this off?
Yeah. So usually nowadays, since I'm going to celebrate being 25 for the seventh time, right? It gives me a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of not stress, but I like to get a lot of things done in a year, and if I feel like I'll always feel like this, that I didn't get enough done. So as it gets closer, I get a little bit more anxious about getting things done and a little bit of stress, right? But that's how I feel ever since I turned 30. I've been feeling like that. Like 29, going into 30, I'm like, it was a good year for me. I was getting a lot of things done, and I'm still am. But since then, every time it gets closer, I feel that way.
So when you say like get a lot of things done, what do you mean? Like
Goals.
Like last year you set a bunch of goals and you're not going to hit the goals that you set out for yourself this year, or?
Goals, but goals on goals. Like I reach pretty much all my goals that I set out, but I still want more. Like anybody else.
For sure.
Right?
So then what makes you feel anxious about it?
You're getting older. That number's creeping up, which it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
But I want to be better than I am. So I feel like as that number creeps up, I'm closer to not doing some things or changing things up, right? It's not a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. It's just a personal thing where
For sure.
I'm a person that has a lot of goals, and those long-term goals, I want to start getting a lot closer to them.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Huh. Well, I guess like since we're on that topic, I did a little post about it the other day, but every year for my birthday, I've been doing this so this would have been my 6th year.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I heard it somewhere on a podcast, or I'd read about it. Someone wrote down how like every year they write out the goals and things that they want to accomplish on a list. And that year, 6 years ago now that I did it, I wrote it down. And then as the months went by, like maybe 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, I'd check on that list and see where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's some stuff that I'd accomplished, I'd be like, all right, awesome. If there's stuff that I hadn't accomplished yet, I'd be like, all right, time to kick my ass into gear, because you only have 6 months, 4 months, whatever, to accomplish it. And for me, doing this and like writing down these clear, like, so it's goals, like things I want to accomplish. It's attitudes, maybe like last year I had a pretty stressful year, so this year it's stress less. Like I want stress to be able to roll off my back easier.
Mm-hmm.
Different habits, whatever it is. It's I noticed that since I've been writing them down, like it's pretty cool. Yesterday, or however many days ago my birthday was, whatever, I went through and looked at all previous years.
Mm-hmm.
And then thought to myself like how those years went. And it was pretty crazy. Like some of those years, I like far exceeded everything that I put down. Some of them I had just accomplished it. But I think to myself, like, if I hadn't started doing this 5 years ago, would I even be where I am today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the actual habit of writing things down, physically seeing what you want, and then going after it, and then checking in on those as the year goes on to make sure. Like, I know a lot of people do this for New Year's, I guess. Like every year, everyone's like New Year's resolutions or whatever. And I don't really care about New Year's resolutions. We've talked about that before on a podcast. My thing is like my birthday. That is the thing that I know it's a date every single year. You get older, you creep that much closer to not being around anymore.
Yeah.
And you're that much further than like what you were. And it's a significant day for me. And that's the day that I set out my mission for the year, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Do you ever get stressed on the things that you don't get done?
No, there's never been things that I don't get done. There has been things where So like for example, 2 years ago I put stress less, and I still had a pretty stressful year last year. But I've noticed that I'm dealing with it better and better every year.
So it's step forward.
Yeah, so I'm not upset that like I didn't have like a total stress-free year. I just know that that is still something I need to work on. So it was added onto my list again this year.
Yeah.
And like worded maybe a little differently so that I can try to tackle it a different way than what I did last year to see if maybe it bites it down a little more than what I wanted it to, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think like setting out goals, like you said, like you say how you have all these goals and we're getting older and older.
Yeah.
Like age doesn't really bother me anymore. I'm 33, you're going to be 32.
Yeah.
And like really after 30 for me, age, it doesn't bother me anymore. Like I remember when we were in our early 20s, I'd think like, oh, 30s, like you're so old.
Yeah.
Or 40s, you're so old. And now that I'm in my early 30s, I look at 40-year-olds and I'm like, that's not old at all.
Yeah.
You look at 20-year-olds and like, that's so young.
Yeah.
But like, I don't let the age bother me because I think that can be something that can like get stuck in your head and affect you. Like, we're just another year older. It is what it is.
Maybe the thing that bothers me most is not necessarily the age, but getting stuff done within that year. Or that 5-year plan that I set out, right? Because
that plan's now shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you haven't gotten what you need to do now, you know that you have to put in that much more work in the next little bit to actually accomplish what you want to get done, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm enjoying the process though. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm still happy, still enjoying everything.
Yeah.
Always taking that step closer to my goals for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, birthday's coming up.
What about like rituals or celebrations or anything like that? Do you do special?
Not too much. Last couple of years type thing, just because I'm a family man now. So it's funny. I have a funny story. When I was younger, like when my family first came over here, we didn't even know how to celebrate how other people celebrate here. So we used to get, instead of a cake, we used to get 2 hard-boiled eggs. It's fun. It's like that's what we got, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, hard-boiled eggs, like that's a cool thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing my sister get a cake for the first time. She's a couple years younger than me. I'm like, what's that? Like, we've never seen it before, and oh, that's a birthday cake.
Yeah.
So my mind changed completely. Like, it's different. It's funny that like I looked at eggs like as the thing. You know what I mean?
Like as your cake.
Yeah. So I always think of that whenever I see hard-boiled eggs now. I don't know why, but
so let's stay on that. So back in your homeland, do they not celebrate birthdays, or like how does?
I have no clue. It's just how my mom did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can ask any of my brothers and sisters. It's just I just think it's funny.
Yeah. Like, I guess new to Canada,
we didn't have a lot of money type thing, so it's just interesting. But yeah, nowadays, I don't really celebrate too much. Just stay at home.
Spend the day with the family type thing.
Family, yeah.
Yeah.
Do something for the family.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
How about you?
The one thing I usually keep true is that I don't like to work on my birthday. Like, I'll take a vacation day or I'll make sure I take the day off. This year I ended up working only because I'm sort of in grind mode, so I sort of threw that out the window this year for me just because I got stuff I want to get done. So I was like, you know what, this year you're going to work on your birthday, and next year maybe you won't, and you'll look back on it and be like, yeah, like that was worth it to work on your birthday. But other than that, I usually like to get a really good workout in. So this year I was on night shift, so I woke up in the morning really early. I think I woke up at like 4:30.
Yeah.
Just got after it, got a solid workout in. And then family day.
Yeah.
Like the main thing is for me on my birthday, I get a solid workout in just to like beat yourself up and just like
start strong.
Yeah, and it gives you that like feeling of accomplishment, you know, like okay, yes, I'm older, but I'm still young in a sense because I can crush these workouts. Like I'm stronger and I'm better than what I was last year.
Yeah.
So like that's where that age doesn't really matter to me because like sure you're 33, but physically you feel better, and you're mentally and everything is better than what you were at 32. So in a sense, it's like you are getting older, but I'm also I'm getting optimized because I'm getting younger in a sense.
Yeah.
And then like now with kids, just spending the day with the family. We went to the pool in the morning, hung out.
Yeah.
Maya was more excited to have a birthday cake than me. Like I don't even think I've had a piece of my birthday cake yet, but she has it like every single day, like ice cream cake, so she loves it, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like for me, it's almost more enjoyable just to see my kids' reactions and just enjoy the quality time with them than like celebrating me. Like I don't need anything. Like it's birthday is nothing special for me anymore. When we were younger, because my birthday like falls right in the middle of the summer, we used to like have a big party, and it would be like everyone would see each other for the summer because everyone's so busy in the summer doing this and that. So all our friends would get together and we'd have a big party. But now it's like I'd rather just like make a nice dinner, hang out, relax, take it easy, and just sort of like that's the day where I like get to do whatever I want in a sense. Like there's like most days I'm doing whatever I want. Yeah. But there's still work and there's still obligations that you have to do. Yeah. I just try to make sure that on my birthday I just plan it out that it's just like sort of go with the flow.
Lax day.
Yeah, and you're not I'm like not like I don't have to account for anyone else. I'm on my schedule that day doing whatever I want to do or whatever my kids want to do or whatever it might be. Yeah. And that's like if everything was perfect in life, that's what every single day would be for me, right? But we're grinding to get there, so you got your obligations. So it's nice to have that one day where you know you don't have to account for anyone else and you're just doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Another thing why my birthday doesn't, like we don't really celebrate my birthday is my anniversary is only my wedding anniversary is only a couple days after that. So
that's more important.
Yeah. For me, it does like as soon as you have kids, you don't exist anyway. So
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, it's the wedding anniversary is a little bit more important for me.
Yeah, than a birthday.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I know some people, they just like their birthday is like the biggest day of the year, and they like to celebrate, and like that's your style. Like that's awesome. I think everyone should celebrate things however they need to celebrate them, because I think that's important for people to do that. Yeah. But yeah, like for me and you, I'm pretty simple when it comes to that, right? Like sometimes I'll get messages from my friends like, oh, what's going on for your birthday? Like, what are we doing? And it's just like, I'm just making dinner and barbecuing. If you guys want to pop by and hang out, like pop by and hang out. Like I'll throw some more stuff on the barbecue for you, but like I'm not going out of my way to have a party or like go for a big dinner or anything like that. Like we're in our 30s now. I don't got time for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not my style anymore. That used to be my style.
Oh yeah, for
nowadays
sure.
that's not my style anymore.
Yeah. You got any goals for this year?
Yeah. So 3 of my main goals. One of my goals is to train harder. I want to like really focus on some like CrossFit style training, get a lot stronger. I want to eat a lot cleaner. Yeah. Like we talked about in one of our previous episodes, like I sort of got lax on my diet the last like 3 or 4 months. Not that it's bad, but like I notice and I know that if I'm going to train a lot harder, I need to optimize that food intake so that I'm optimizing my training. It's building blocks, right? Oh yeah, for sure. In order to train harder, I can't keep eating the way I'm eating, or I won't be able to get to the points that I want to get to in strength. So actually, someone you're really good friends with, I'm sort of buddies with, Jesse. He has like an online training program called Be Clutch Play. Yeah. It's like his online CrossFit programming. So August 11th, the day before my birthday, I knew he had this, so I did some research into it. I signed up for it, and I was like, this is going to be my thing that I'm going to use to get like to be training. Because I was finding I was training, but I was like sort of making up my own stuff as I go. And some days I'd get in the garage and I'd like be like, oh, maybe you can do this and you can do this. And then I'd be like, no, that's too hard. And just like the actual fact of like having to program my own stuff was deterring me from like getting hard training in. Yeah. So I like the fact that I can like wake up, I know what that day's workout is, and I just go after it. And there's no thinking involved, you know what I mean? Like I'm good to go. So that's what I did that. I reached out to you for some nutrition help because that's another one of my goals. And I think that's an important thing too, right? It's one thing to write stuff down, but then it's another thing to attack them. So I wrote it down. Okay, how am I going to attack this? Are you just going to go to the garage and you're going to make your own workout every day and that's what's going to happen? Or I realized the pattern I was getting into and it wasn't working like that. So I went out and I found something that I know that is going to work for me. Like I could have joined a new gym or something like that, but I know with my time constraints that like I won't be able to make 7:30 class every single day. But I do know that I can wake up early every single morning and go into the garage, which I've created for myself, my home gym, and get a workout in. And he's someone that we know, he's local. I follow his stuff on Instagram. I really like his like CrossFit training style. So sign up for that. And other than that, like a couple other things, no complaining. I really like, I don't complain that much, but I do catch myself complaining about things that I probably shouldn't be complaining sometimes. So that's like one of my attitudes and habits that I want to fix this year. Stress. I want to get mentally stronger too. So my 3 things were physically stronger, healthier with food wise, and mentally stronger. So like meditating, meditating every day, like really working on that mind. Because I know like if I work on my mind and get my mind in a better place, then like that stress, that complaining, the other things that I want to work on this year are gonna sort of fall into place as I do that, you know. And then just like simple things like save more money. If we weren't recording on the phone right now, I'd be able to pull up my list. I use an app called Evernote. It's like a note keeping app. So like one of my folders is birthdays, and I have every single birthday I've done, and then that's where that note is. So yeah, like I take time, like the night of my birthday usually, that's when I make my list. I just like look back on last year's list, I think about what I want to accomplish, write down my list, and then I probably won't look at it for another couple months because it's fresh in my head, but maybe like end of September, early October, I'll go back and look at the list and be like, okay, are you staying true to what you wrote down? Are you, what aren't you doing to get somewhere? What else do you need to do? And then it's just like that reminder every couple months, I'll keep looking at it to make sure that I'm like hitting everything that I want to hit and everything that I want to accomplish.
One thing I really enjoy about you is that you're doing a lot of trending and troubleshooting, which is an amazing technique that you could use for anything. When you trend and you know, okay, this is my pattern of, you know, if I am going to write a workout out and go to do it, that's one thing. But if you write the workout out and don't do it, write another workout, don't do it. Like you already know that for yourself. So finding a program that you're going to follow through, and it's like you are giving it a chance too. It's not like you're just doing it for a little bit. You're like, this isn't for me. Give up on it. Do it a little bit, give up on it. You're trying to follow through, but if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And you're trying to make it work with your time, which is amazing. So you're following through with everything you're saying, and using the trending and troubleshooting technique is amazing. So
yeah, like I think like the trending and troubleshooting technique is like you call that, I call it like self-awareness, but it's the same thing. Like you need to know that to be able to accomplish goals if you have goals, because so many people will just continue doing the same thing over and over and over again, getting the exact same result that is not the result that they want to get, and they don't realize it, or like they don't become aware of it, or like I become fully aware of it. Like I know that like that's making the workout in the morning is my first step to an excuse that leads me off the road to not doing something. And maybe what I'm doing right now might not be the answer, but like I'm gonna try it for a few months.
That's what it is.
And if in a few months I'm getting stronger, my workouts are better, I'm in better shape, like it's doing it, I'm just like, okay, I am down the right path, let's keep on that. And if not, trending and troubleshooting, I'll troubleshoot what I don't find is going right, and I'll start doing something else. But yeah, the trending and troubleshooting, and we talk about that a lot. Like for anything in life, I think you need to always be self-reflecting to make sure you're doing what you say that you want to do. In order to accomplish the goals that you set out for yourself.
And that's what it's about, right? It's, you know, back to getting a little bit older. is that we recognize these things about ourselves, right? And try to be better than we were before.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And like you said, is like every year I get older, I just want to be better, smarter, more optimized. I don't want that year to go to waste. I don't want to hit 34 and be worse off than I was 33 or in the exact same spot I was in 33, because then in my mind, that's like you wasted a year. You skipped a year of your life basically, right?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's about trying, right? You know what I mean? It's if you try and put energy towards it, like I say all the time, is something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Where we try, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You don't try, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Or if you try once and you fail and you just give up on it, you need to have that patience and that knowing that you might not get it the first time, you might not get it the second time, but if you keep chipping away and trying, you will get it eventually, or it'll open up the path for you to figure it out how to get there.
That's
eventually.
exactly it. I even think like when you try and you fail, that's still a step forward.
100%.
That's it.
100%. Like me trying to make my own workouts and trying to do that on my own, it was a failure, but at the same time, I now know that does not work for me.
Yeah.
So in 6 months, when I think to myself, like, okay, you're just going to start making your own workouts again, I have that in my head, like, no, buddy, you tried that before.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. Let's search out alternatives to make sure something happens, right?
Yeah. On the opposite, like, sometimes a technique won't work at the moment that you say that you're writing down your workouts and you're not doing it. Maybe like that mental part of you is not ready for that part. Mm-hmm. But say that you do this program and you learn consistency pays off, right? I say this all the time. Like people ask me about what was that beach body thing that everybody's into? 30 day fix or whatever.
They have their different ones, but yeah.
That whatever it is, right? I say whatever you can follow consistently. And I don't think it's a bad thing, but try to learn something from it. Mm-hmm. Right? So what do you learn from it? Okay, maybe I'm eating a little too much. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm losing weight on this thing, right? Yeah. I'm doing consistent workouts. You got to pick, whenever you do a program, learn from it. Just don't follow it to a T and learn nothing. Mm-hmm. Because after you've done that program, what are you going to do? Right?
Yeah.
So it's about evolving, and maybe you're going to learn consistent work equals, you already know that.
Yeah.
But putting in that consistent work equals great results.
Yeah.
So when you come back to doing your workouts and you write it down, you're doing it consistently. Maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's all part of the troubleshooting and trial and error and the whole process, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I feel like some people have a hard time with, like, no matter, you can't tell somebody to just do it and they're going to do it, right? I think a lot of people have a hard time initiating it and they feel like it's not for them, or they have a hard time starting it.
Yeah.
Right? Because blah, 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 blah. Like they're making tons of excuses.
Yeah, for sure.
Start to teach people to, everybody starts somewhere and it's okay to not be good at it at first, right?
100%, man.
Yeah. And at some point in your life, you gotta cut the bullshit. Like, we talk all about it all the time. Yeah. Cut the bullshit and just start it and start doing it and making yourself better.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like if you let a whole year go and you didn't try to make yourself better, whatever the situation is, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna let another year, more excuses pile on. Then you're gonna get to a point where you can't move very well, and you're making it a lot harder.
For sure.
When at the beginning you didn't do it because it was hard.
For sure. You have to be okay with sucking or not being good at something.
Embrace that shit.
100%.
Embrace it. That's it.
Like, last week I posted a video of me trying to rope climb.
That's quite enjoyable.
Like you gave me that rope and it's been sitting in my garage since I got it. I got it in the winter and I couldn't really do anything with it. And then I was looking at it 2 weeks ago and I was like, you know what? I was like, in my head, this is how I went. I looked at it and I was like, why haven't you hung that yet?
Yeah.
And to me, it was because you suck at rope climbing and you don't want to rope climb, so that's why I haven't hung it. So I was like, fuck it, I want to learn how to rope climb.
Yeah.
I got the ladder out, super sketchy. The wife was like staring at me. She's like, I'm gonna have 9-1 ready just
Yeah.
in case you fall. I got it up, and then I thought I was gonna just like go up, no problem, and I
Yeah.
started going up, and like you saw in the video, did not go over well planned. But I thought about that, and then I posted that to Instagram
Yeah.
because that's like a learning moment.
Oh,
like,
yeah, 100%.
like that was like she was laughing at me as I was trying to climb it. It was horrible, but at the same time, that was my starting point.
Yeah.
And every couple days, I look at it and I try to climb it, and I'm getting better and better.
That's what
and
it is.
And the mental like push for me is I think back to that video, and I'm like, all right, that was your starting point. Every day you're getting a little bit better, and if you continue doing it, you're just gonna get that much better.
Yeah, whatever emotion you feel for it, like I say, use it. Like if you feel embarrassed, use it. If you feel sad, use it.
Yeah.
If you feel mad,
Yeah.
use it.
Leverage it. Don't let it like suck you up.
Tilt you the other way.
100%. Leverage it and use it to push you forward.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I say I suck at something, and I know I'm gonna get better at it.
Yeah.
If I try.
And you push
If I don't
yourself
try,
to get
then
better.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just gonna continue to suck at it, right? But I know
100.
there's better days to come if I try.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What about you? You so you just got a couple weeks. Do you have any goals for this next year?
Definitely get better at all of my base stuff that I'm continuing to get better at. I want to be better at jiu-jitsu, better father, better husband. One big thing I'm gonna try extra hard is try to have better sleep. I've been reading a lot of books, and there's a lot of good things, and I feel like I talk about longevity, and I always felt like a hypocrite when it comes to the sleeping part of it. It's one of those things that you preach but you don't do yourself.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is that one thing is sleep. So I'm gonna try for that. Yeah, all the basic goals: get better at my job, continue with my education. Yeah, I'm in this for a long term. Like all mine are super long term goals. Eventually, be a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but it's not about being a black belt in jiu-jitsu. It's about being a lot better, so I can represent that the way it was supposed to be, right?
Yeah, I think that's really important to remember too. Is keeping in mind the long term, right? Like, for example, let's say like if I wanted to start doing jiu-jitsu tomorrow and be like, I'm gonna be a black belt by next year. Like when you have unrealistic expectations like that, it can really disappoint you.
Yeah.
But then that would me be going into it in like a very short-term mindset. Like I'm just gonna do it and get there really quick.
Yeah.
But you go into it with the long-term mindset is that like this year I'm gonna start jiu-jitsu. Hopefully by like year 8 or 9 or 10, I'm at a black belt. So this year, slowly start chipping away at it and get a little bit better. And the next year, chip away at it and get a little bit better.
And that's what it's
about.
about.
And the next thing you know, you're at your long-term goal, right?
Yep. And it's about just getting better with everything I'm doing. Yeah.
Like we say, like if you're not getting better every year, like what are you doing, right?
That's it. And continue. One thing I want to keep continuing on with is doing things I suck at. I want to be better at rollerblading for my son. He's been encouraging me. He's 5 years old, so people know. He says, "Go, Dad, you're doing great," right?
Yeah.
But he's listening. It's funny that you tell him things, and he's actually listening to him, and he's preaching them back to me. Like I tell him, "Oh, try new things. If you suck at something, it's okay. Just keep working at it." And he does that. So he has younger cousins that he'll tell that to if they feel down or
that's cool.
Whatever. So that stuff, it's good for the long term, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool, like for you to see that, right?
It's enjoyable as a father.
Yeah.
Really, right.
And it sort of just reinforces that, like, you're doing a good job teaching him because like you're seeing that full circle of him then teaching other people, and at such a young age too. That's really cool.
Yeah, really, really cool. He's a good kid. He's crazy though, so but it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
I want to continue networking with people and having fun.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this podcast thing that we're doing here, and listening to everybody's stories is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is one way I know I'm learning and growing, by just listening to different people's journeys and how they got to where they want to get. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to air before or after this one, but last week you sat down with Dion.
Yeah.
And just listening to you guys chat, like, I just learned so much.
Yeah.
And that's the main reason why we started this, right? Because we learned so much from listening to other people's conversations, that we just hope that you can learn from us having conversations. And sort of selfishly, we're learning from having our own conversations with these people.
I'm not gonna lie, that's
the best part. It's the best part.
It's one of the main reasons where I've been going out on, like, you posted this thing about was it smiling at strangers or saying hi to strangers?
Yeah.
I've been doing that for quite a while.
Yeah.
And you build this small little relationship at first, where maybe you give a head nod at the gym, right, to somebody, and head nod turns into a hi, and then the hi turns into a conversation about oh, what's your workouts and all that stuff. You start to get to know these people, right?
Yeah.
And I just do that kind of everywhere. It's fun to learn that just you can't judge a book by its cover.
Right, 100%.
And you can always learn something from somebody, like, and through their trending and troubleshooting, like how they got to where, you know, you see them, they're strong, say they're strong in their pull up, like, oh, how did they get strong in their pull up? Like, they spent a lot of time, and you hear their journey on how they got to where they got to. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's one of the best parts about this. And then us just videoing it and recording it so that we can share with all of you. That's the added bonus too, right?
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I think we'll end this one on that.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions on goal setting or anything like that, reach out to either one of us. We're always happy to chat. We're always happy to sit down and help you guys, like, determine what you need to do or what those little steps might be in order for you to get to where you want to. Sometimes it's hard for people to realize that. But Hawk and I are, like, we're not going to bite you. We're here to help, like we said. So if you hear this and you're like, oh, that's so easy for you guys to say, I'm still struggling trying to make my goals or trying to make my list, reach out, send us a DM. We're more than happy to walk you through it and chat with you about it and make things happen for you.
Yeah, I'll chat with anybody. So
yeah, Hawk's like a chatty Cathy. But yeah, sweet guys, until next time. Cheers.